I made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment, and I don't expect to be forgiven. I'm simply here to apologize. Final Fantasy XVI did not get nominated for Game of the Year, and I said that Zelda had no chance. Now, of course, I said this before 4 out of the 6 Gaudi nominations were even out, so, I was kind of reading the future in a way, but that doesn't give me an excuse. That doesn't give me an exception. What I did was completely out of line, and I really want to just apologize for my actions. I'm sorry I kept you guys waiting on this video. Obviously, I had to make a follow-up because I was getting bombarded with comments. I was getting bombarded with some hate about my opinions on what would happen with Final Fantasy XVI and Zelda. Didn't even made it to the nominations, crying emoji. Lol, hey FF fanboy, FF16 just got destroyed by Zelda, Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Super Mario Wonder, Alan Wake 2, and Baldur's Gate 3. Where is your confidence now? FF16 did not even come close to getting a Game of the Year nominee. You like walk and talk cutscene simulators? Then by all means keep playing this trashy games. Lamau, it's not even nominated. And yeah, okay, I was incorrect about it becoming Game of the Year, but at the time of making the video, that's genuinely how I felt. But of course, a lot of games came out that surprised us in so many ways, so yeah, I was wrong. It didn't end up making that spot because, well, there were so many great games that dropped after the fact. Now, with that said, I still don't think that Zelda is going to win Game of the Year. I stand on that. That is definitely not going to happen. They got 5 nominations in total. Final Fantasy XVI got 4 nominations. Then we had Alan Wake 2 and Baldur's Gate 3 with 8. Zelda is not winning. As I said, if in any year Zelda was not going to win Game of the Year, it was this year. And I still stand by that, and that's still correct as far as I'm concerned. And until December 7th, I'm not technically 100% wrong. But feel free on December 7th, if I'm wrong, come back to this video and tell me how I'm an idiot and I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But let's talk about Final Fantasy XVI and what they did incredibly as they got 4 nominations. Guys, that's not a small amount of nominations. No, they slaughtered this shit. They did so good. They did so good. Coming up in Best Narrative, Best Score and Music, Best Performance, and Best RPG. And you guys want to talk about Final Fantasy XVI like it isn't getting a huge W in the year of 90-plus games just dropping like madness, just all over the place. 90-plus games in this little game, Final Fantasy XVI, in the 80s, apparently was not good enough, but clearly you guys were wrong, and I was correct on many, many fronts, like number 1, Best Narrative. Yeah, I think that amongst these 5 games, being Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Phantom Liberty, Spider-Man 2, and obviously Final Fantasy XVI, if Alan Wake 2 doesn't sweep this one, I think that Final Fantasy XVI will take it because the narrative is so good. It's above and beyond anything else. I did love these other games as well, like Marvel Spider-Man 2, really close Game of the Year for me personally, but yeah, Final Fantasy XVI takes that easily for me. I think this is a category that FF16 could win. When it comes to Best Score and Music, yes, this is going to FF16. I would be shocked if this didn't win. Zelda, definitely not winning it, man. There's barely any music in the game. There's definitely not winning it. That's just not going to happen. Final Fantasy 16 will get this. Hi-Fi Rush, as much as I love the game, I just don't think it's on the same level as Soken's masterpiece here that is Final Fantasy 16. Alan Wake 2, I know, has a specific type of thing, aspect to it that people are loving, but I still feel Final Fantasy 16 is where it's at, and it's definitely going to win here. A second place, I'd say, is Alan Wake 2. If FF16 does not win, it'll go to Alan Wake 2, but in my opinion, unmatched. Cid's theme, incredible, cannot be topped. It's so good, so good. It's like one of the best themes I've heard in a very long time. Then we have Best Performance, which is a sweep for Ben Starr. Absolutely fantastic job in Final Fantasy 16. We know he won at the Golden Joysticks. We expect that my man is going to sweep this one as well. I think he's going to do a great job. He's fantastic. He's a great voice actor. He did an incredible job. Very believable, very emotional moments in that game. I feel like Ben Starr's got this. Of course, we don't see Zelda on this list because, well, there's not much talking in the game outside of dialogue from boxes, right? So we're definitely not even going to see that pop up here, right? And lastly, one of these categories that is controversial is Best RPG. Some people don't feel that it's an RPG. Well, I hate to break it to you, by definition, Final Fantasy 16 is an RPG. It could be called an action RPG if you really want to call it an action game, but it is amongst Baldur's Gate 3, Lies of PC of Stars, and Starfield. I'm going to be honest with you on this one. I think that Baldur's Gate 3 is going to take this one. The depth to Baldur's Gate 3 is out of this world. I just don't see how any of these games can compete with it. Even though Baldur's Gate 3 is not my cup of tea, I didn't really enjoy it myself. I can see why people fell in love with it because there's so much depth to this game. And as an RPG, it definitely is going to win the award. I would be shocked. I would be shocked if Baldur's Gate 3 doesn't win. But, to me, Final Fantasy 16 is the one. But in reality, Baldur's Gate 3 is very likely. 99% sure Baldur's Gate 3 will take this. But I think where Final Fantasy 16 in these 4 categories has a chance is going to be, best narrative, best score and music, and best performance. I feel like 3 out of the 4 of these are going to go to Final Fantasy 16, and I believe that they deserve it. So whether you love what I'm saying or hate what I'm saying, let me know in the comments what you guys think. But I had to do a follow-up as I was getting mass comments of people thinking they owned me, they got me, oh no. No, not really here. Guys, 4 awards, 4 nominees, 4 potential awards. Still stand by Zelda now winning Game of the Year, and we'll see December 7th. I look forward to hearing from all of you guys when you're wrong, because that's exactly what's going to happen. As always, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you didn't enjoy the video, hit the dislike button. Subscribe if you're new, and share the video to keep the community informed. I thank you all for watching. Take care.